Welcome to Haunted Homebodies, where Halloween isn't just a day, it's a lifestyle. I'm Ashley.
And I'm Sarah, and we're your guides through the delightfully dark corners of comfort horror. Grab your bricks and your blenders.
It's time to see who's next. You're next. Not you, but I'm just saying the title. It's You're Next.
You're next. You're next.
You're
That's the movie we're
next.
talking about. And I know we're going to talk about that blender because...
Oh, gosh. Yeah, I was trying to come up with an intro, and I was like, the only, items in this movie are, items that she used to, brutally murder people.
Yeah, and, grab your 2x4 with the nails stuck through it. Doesn't really have a range.
That's true. That's a little bit much, but yeah, this movie was a bit more than I anticipated in terms of the brutality, despite it being my recommendation.
So it's interesting. So I read through some of the notes that I was watching the movie while you were organizing some of our notes. We were in there at the same time. I don't know if you noticed that.
I did, because I was looking at your notes.
Fun.
It was fun.
So I saw some of the things. So I saw the blender thing. So then I was looking out for the blender the whole time.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it happens very close to the end of the movie. Right. And there was another point I was gonna make there, and I lost it. Oh, it was you talking about how brutal it was. So I was thinking about during the movie that it is pretty violent and brutal, but what's so interesting is I don't think it's necessarily that much more violent than other things we've watched.
You're
the
right.
Other things we've watched are just campy violence, and this was B-movie violence.
Yeah,
but not
true.
campy B-movie.
Yeah. And also, there just wasn't anything else going on. So I think it's the other movies we watch.
So
It's kind of plot, discussion, decent acting, kill scene. This was just her just maiming people left and right for half the movie, at least.
At least. Okay,
Yeah.
wait. But that brings me to what I wanted to discuss at the top of this episode.
Yeah.
Which is you're talking about okay, there wasn't really a plot to this movie. I also think this is let me preface all of this by saying I had some fun watching this movie. I'm not a hater. I'm not allowed to be a hater.
Good.
With that being said, the dialogue was awful. It was
So bad.
truly terrible. There was one scene where somebody's choking somebody else, and they're just it's just plot exposition during it. The dialogue was horrific.
Yeah.
And it just the whole time I was sitting there thinking, you and I could write a better horror movie.
Yeah.
We could do it. We could write a B-level horror movie that would be better than this. So that got me thinking, if we were to write a horror movie, what would it be about?
Oh, man. Yeah. I don't know. Would it be a slasher?
I think it'd be a slasher. We have to have a final girl. I think it'd be a slasher.
But it would be, I feel like it could be something. Have you ever seen Final Girls, the movie?
No.
We'll probably cover it at some point. So it's a satire. A satire. I was trying to say satire and it's satirical at the same time, but it's kind of making fun of Friday the 13th movies.
Okay.
But they end up going being sucked into the movie, so they're just reliving the plot of being at a summer camp, and they're having to go through and they're trying to survive till the end, and then obviously escape from the movie. It had really good potential. It's okay. It's pretty good.
Okay.
Good enough to cover for sure. It's a pretty fun movie, but I feel we'd have to do something like that, a little bit something different, not Cabin in the Woods, because let's not give ourselves that much credit.
Yeah. That was up there. Yeah.
But right, I don't think we could just do a straight A to B slasher with a final girl. I feel there'd have to be some sort of little paranormal twist, or oops, an alien popped in,
Yes.
abducted or something.
And it would be I think we would be skewing towards horror comedy
For sure. Yeah.
and I think where we would struggle in the writing process is not being too meta.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Right.
It'd have some meta elements.
Yes. Yes. Because they'd be ugh, they're trying to be Scream. They can't do
Right.
that.
Right.
Because again,
But I like this idea of Final Girls that's it's a direct 1-to-1 of another movie.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's not like just pulling in from everywhere. Okay, all right.
That's true. Yeah,
The
almost
wheels
like,
are spinning.
fan fiction,
Yes. Yes.
but not a total ripoff.
Okay, so I did think of what our I don't know if like, we create like a production studio or if this is like our name as writers to be very cool or directors like Radio Silence. I
Yeah.
felt like our name would be Hold Please.
Oh, please. I like that. I also like
Yeah.
that you didn't choose Haunted Homebodies, our
No.
actual, like, podcast name. You're like, "Too
So Hold
confusing."
Please.
Oh, please. I like
Yeah.
that. Okay.
Gotta
Yeah,
have the
let's
reference.
yeah. No, I like it. I think that we could come together because I feel like we have slightly different taste, but, like, they would
Mhm.
balance each other out really nicely.
Mhm.
Like, it
Mhm.
wouldn't
I
be too
think
silly, it
so.
wouldn't be too dark, just enough
Yeah.
camp. Yeah.
Mhm.
Alright,
Mhm.
we'll get back to you everybody on this.
Yeah. This was
You
just a
know
very distracting thought in my head the entire movie.
of,
Like,
like, a
the whole movie.
yeah. I know because, like, I know that making a movie is hard, and I know that, like, writing
Yeah.
is hard. I, remember in whatever grade that was when we made a movie together? That's my only movie making
I
experience,
feel like
but
we
I do
made
remember
several
being hard.
movies together.
Really? But, like, one for a school project that, like
Oh,
remember
yes.
Stryker was the
Yes.
villain? My childhood
Yes.
golden retriever.
Uh-huh.
I
Uh-huh.
remember I threw a stick out for her in the pond. I don't remember what
Mhm.
was whatever and climactic battle scene with her being the villain. And my dad was watching the
Yes.
video and he's like, "Whose dog is that?" And I was like, That's your dog." And he's like, "She can't swim." And I was like, "What?" He's like, She's never been able to swim before. Like, how did you get her to do that?" And I was like, "I don't, I threw the stick and she swam out." And he's like, "Oh
Method
my gosh."
acting.
Yeah. I was like, she just was embracing the role. She's like, "The director says swim, I swim."
That is truly amazing. Oh my god, I love it. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. It's like, yeah, we did something in high school, but then when we were younger, we did like a couple movies. Do you remember like that giant, like had to hold it on your shoulder camcorder
Yes.
that my family had?
Yes.
Yeah,
We
so we
made
made something
movies with
called
that?
The Turtle Files. You don't remember The
What?
Turtle Files? It was like a detective mystery. It was a murder
No way.
mystery. Yes.
How do I not remember this?
I don't know. I have been trying because I know at some point I transferred that onto a DVD,
Oh my
and I
god.
think it's been lost forever. Like, there were so many
No.
years when I went home that I went searching for that, and
The
I think
Turtle
it's gone. The Turtle
Files.
Files.
That's really cute, but, like, what did it have to do with turtles? It's probably, like, my Ninja Turtle obsession, something
I
with
feel like
that?
that was, like, the detective's name maybe?
Turtle,
I'm
Detective
not
Turtle.
sure. Yeah.
You sure that this was me? This was my life?
Yeah, you were definitely
I
part
was
of it, but
there.
it was, like, the whole gang we were hanging out with at whatever
Okay.
age that was.
The
Yeah.
Turtle Files.
Yeah.
Interesting. Murder
Mhm.
mystery, and we were, like, what, 3rd graders?
Yeah, maybe a little older than that, but yeah, yeah. Mhm.
Cool.
Oh,
Tracks.
yeah, I know.
Here we
Yeah, like,
are.
here we are. Here
Here
we
we
are.
are. It's all
So,
coming
yeah, it
together.
is it is hard to make a movie, but similarly, I just feel like anyone could have looked at the dialogue in this script and punched it up a tiny bit.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so let me intro the movie, and then
Yes,
we'll dig
let's talk
into it a
about
little
it.
bit more. Because like we said, we're not here to hate on it. We actually enjoy this film, but healthy level of critique as any
Yes.
B-level horror deserves, right? And
Absolutely,
we
yes.
just haven't really been able to scratch this itch. I was kind of trying to decide. I was like, I feel like Friday the 13th is like B-level horror, but it just kind of became iconic.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
like, so I
Mhm.
think that that kind of fits if you really look at it through, like, this lens of just, like, that version in, like, the '80s, and this was, like, the 2010s. They still kinda have the same level of, like, budget, plot kind of things, you know?
Yeah. Well, yeah, we
But,
really, like, outside of that, have not watched B movies
no, we've
for
been
this
doing, like,
podcast, which is
mostly, like,
surprising.
blockbusters and yeah, like,
Yeah.
really big budget kinda movies. So
Mhm.
today, we are talking about Your Next, which was released on August 23rd, 2011. It's rated 6.6 out of 10 on IMDb. And on Rotten Tomatoes, we've got a 60% audience score and a 79% for critics. This is yet another time where I'm more aligned with the critics than the audience. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Wait, no, the critics gave it a higher score.
Yeah, I like this movie.
Oh, you don't like that you're aligned with the critics.
Yes, yes,
Okay,
yes.
okay. I would split those scores.
Yeah, I mean, so I wouldn't give it like an 8 out of 10, but I wouldn't give it a 6 out of
Mhm.
10. You're right. Okay, so there's only one number between and I split it. Okay. I agree with Sarah and now I feel better.
Good. You're welcome.
All right. At the time of this recording, it is currently streaming on, wait for it, Tubi, Plex, Amazon Prime, and the Roku channel. So if that doesn't scream B-level horror, I don't
Yeah,
know
yeah,
what
that
does.
is
When you're like
convenient.
streaming on every platform that exists, yeah, you're a B-level movie. I have to tell you that I kind of alluded to this earlier, but I watched this movie kind of in my horror prime when I was just like a horror fan. I watched pretty much every movie that people were talking about except for the
Mhm.
ones that I had like luckily heard like trigger warnings or certain things where I'm like, yeah, that's not for me. Cause you do learn that the hard way that like everyone has their limits. And if you like
Yeah,
just say you don't, like you're lying and you just have like desensitized your poor sweet nervous system to like bits. So
it's true.
uh I never really was like a hardo, but I was just like watching everything, and I'd heard about this movie when looking for like final girl movies and like home invasion kind of thrillers because like it's something that I
Mhm.
enjoy, and watched it and definitely like thought it was fun, but didn't remember a whole lot. And then like rewatching it again, especially like I've said several times through this like more analytical lens, I was like, what? What did I find like so special? Like it is just like kind of objectively like I don't know, like can we just call it like a bad movie? But it's like I don't think that's really fair. I don't think we just say it's like bad. Like a Lifetime movie is bad. Like this wasn't like a Lifetime movie. Like this had good qualities, but it also just like had a lot of things that like the acting like was very hit or miss. Like I thought was her name Erin? I don't even remember the main girl's name.
I think so, but I had to look that
Erin.
up several times,
Yeah. I
yes.
thought she was pretty good. She was like
She was
a
good.
solid actress, and then that was kind of like
Mhm.
it.
Yes, there were no other good
I didn't
performances. The
think
acting was
so.
wooden.
Yeah, very uncomfortable. Like so let me let me just kick off our discussion by two things right away. I'm gonna say here's my argument for why I like this movie, and then I'm gonna start going into all these things that I don't like. A movie that starts with just like two people having sex, like
So,
why?
at that scene, I was thinking, "Wow, we've really avoided this trope with the vast majority
Yes.
of the movies that we've watched." Just
Yeah.
so interesting because it's, like, such a common horror
Yes.
movie trope, and, I mean, what? Friday the 13th has a ton of gratuitous sex scenes.
Right.
Like, outside of that, it's not really been part of anything we've watched.
Totally, totally, and but I also mean, literally, like, actively thrusting, like, we come
Oh, yeah.
into, like,
Which is,
people,
like, also, like, a really
I don't
uncomfortable sex scene. Also, I
I
don't understand why
know.
they killed the neighbors, but maybe we'll get there. I don't know.
Okay, no, I do yeah, I can explain that, sort
Okay.
of, I mean, I don't think it's totally necessary, but basically, they're just trying to make it seem like it was a random attack, right? There's mass killers in the area, and so it wasn't just this family
Oh,
that was the target, they were killing
okay.
whoever
So
was
they
around.
made us live through that, like, really depressing sex scene to make that
Yes.
point
Okay, so
of
let's watch
those 2
these 2
people who
people who
hate each
don't like
other.
each other at all have sex, like, for whatever reason, and then get, like, brutally murdered, and then they like, their little corpses have to listen to the same CD on loop for another month or however much time has passed. It probably was just a couple days, but anyway. Yeah, that felt like we could have just cut that completely. Also, like,
Yes.
that could have just been, like, fun. Like, it could have like, why did they have to be, like, a sad, depressed couple?
I
Like, I don't know.
know.
It was just, like, a weird, awkward scene, and then we transitioned to probably the only cozy part of this movie, which is like, "Oh, look, this, like, mansion that this family is
It
refurbishing, and it's
is
old-timey," and
such a cozy mansion.
yeah, and, like, the woodsy
Mhm.
surroundings and,
Yes.
it's kind of out in the middle of nowhere. You get that, like, secluded vibe, which is creepy and cozy.
Mhm.
Um, but the second thing where I'm like, "Why do I like this movie again?" the, like, gathering, like, for an awkward family, like, forced trip, like, this is, like, Family Stone, but, like, horror and, like, bad, you
I
know?
mean, is Family Stone not a horror movie if you
Oh,
really think about it?
we could probably put it in the just to yeah, it
Yeah,
did traumatize
which
me.
I love it, and I believe we've talked about this on this podcast before for some reason. It's very strange.
Right.
Um,
Second time. Uh,
yes. But yes, agreed. It's weird. It was
yeah,
weird.
not fun, again, like, it
Mhm.
wasn't even, like, fun family dynamics, I just like, in some ways, even though the acting was, like, abysmal, it still was, like, too real where I was like, "Oh," like, you just kind of, like, relate to not I don't have this with my own family, don't worry, anyone who's listening, but, like, that kind of trip, like, or any trip or, like, any event or something that you've gone to where you, like, don't really like the people or you're, like that just this, like, forced event where you're then, like, trapped in this house and you're like, "Ugh,
Yes.
just have to be here for, like, 3 days just to, like" I don't know. I don't know why.
Especially, like, the significant
Society
others who, like,
Yes!
they're all
Clashing
meeting
and
the family for the first time.
yes. Yeah, and I'm like, "Why was this how did they all rope you into this?" Like, you all seem
Yeah.
like you hate each other, and then, like, obviously they were all, like, deeply fucked up and, like,
Yeah.
truly did hate each other.
Yeah, without any, like, real backstory, and, like, I
No,
don't
why?
necessarily think, like, we needed the full backstory of why
No.
everybody hates everybody, but I also felt like we were, like, really missing any character development
Okay, yeah,
of
so
anyone.
so we watched Ready or Not. We covered that 2 episodes ago, and I feel like that was clearly established, like, why the family members, like Adam Brody's character, like,
Yes.
why he was struggling, and, like,
Yes.
the mom had her, like, good and bad qualities, and the dad was
Mhm.
just kind of, like,
We get
classic
Aunt
asshole.
Helene's backstory of why she's
Yes,
nuts.
just enough, whereas this, like,
Just enough.
1, the mom looked like she was the same age as the kids, and that confused me.
Yes.
I didn't notice that last time,
She
but I was like,
did.
did you just couldn't find an older actress, so you just put, like,
So she
gray
is older,
highlights?
though.
Is she? She
She's
just look
like I'm
good or
pretty
something?
sure okay, so here's something that, like, was bizarre to me about this movie is I, like, did not know any of the actors, which makes sense.
Mm,
It's a B movie, but,
sure.
like, how often does that happen to me? I know what I have seen other people in. So I'm,
Yeah.
like, constantly Googling everybody, and she's, like, 67 years old now, so she would
Hmm.
have been, like, in her 50s at least, like, a young like, what they always do
Yeah.
with casting women, but
Right, yeah. Yeah, so she would have been, like, a teen mom maybe
yeah.
of these,
Yeah.
like, 30-something children, but,
Mhm, mhm.
yeah. True. Well, I mean, good for her. Here we are.
Good
Good
for
for her.
good for
It's
her.
funny.
On
Earlier today,
theme.
I was describing this movie to Chris, and like right after I finished talking about like what kind of the basic plot, he was like, "You know what? Good for her." And I was like, "That's our theme.
Yes.
We nailed it.
Yes.
We
Right
nailed it."
on.
Yeah. So I would have loved for the parents to have, like, at least had a personality so that then when they were, like, brutally murdered by their family members, it would have been like, "Okay, now we get it." Like, the one brother that
Yes.
wasn't in on it, who gets killed, like, the worst they make him do is, like, kind of make fun of the, director, edgy boyfriend, like, the
Oh,
filmmaker boyfriend, and he's
yeah.
like, "I love commercials," and is, like, kind
Yeah.
of being, like, a I don't know, a dick, I guess, by
That
saying
was
I like
also just, like,
commercials.
the laziest way I've ever seen in a movie for them to try to make you hate someone, was
I
by having
know.
them talk about commercials as,
Just
like, a great
a
art
great
form,
art
and
form.
I kept being like, "Okay, he's doing this on purpose to fuck
Yeah,
with him," and
yeah.
then I'm like, oh,
But is he?
no.
Is he just, like,
I
weird?
don't think this is happening."
Yeah, that his character, and then he also, like, was another, like, sad like, he tries to, like, put the moves on his wife at some point, and she's just like, "I'm
Yeah.
not into it," and that was, like,
Yeah.
their whole character
I
development,
know.
what happened to, like, the writers of this? Are they just, like, scorned by their partners? Or are they just, like
Maybe.
because that was, like, a recurring theme where
Mhm.
I don't know, I think, like, also in her defense, it's, like, pretty normal to arrive at, like, your parents' villa and not wanna
It's,
get
like, the most
pissy.
uncomfortable family reunion of all time.
Although, I will say, then we have, conversely, the other significant other who is in on the murder, who then says some absurd line about, like, I'm not even gonna say it, but like wants to have sex
Next to
next
the
to the
mom's
dead mom.
corpse. Yeah.
Yeah. And he
Yeah,
like
Z
he
was
got a
pretty
little
fucked
mad.
up. Yeah.
Yeah, he got a little mad and walked away.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
wasn't even just like, it's over.
Like, I mean, who do you think you're with, dude?
I know. Felix. What a great
Felix.
villain
Oh.
brother name.
Yeah. Well, and her name was just Z, which she's introduced as Z.
Z.
Z-E-E.
Z-E-E. Oh god, maybe I do just like this movie, like, ironically. It's so bad. Like, it's one of those ones where it's like the more you talk about it, like the worse it gets, where you're just like, what is
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
We can circle back though to Erin, because I think that
Yes.
she is primarily the reason why, like I'm not the only one who likes this movie. You know,
Yeah.
people like this movie, I think, because I don't know that I would say like the earliest, but it's one of the earlier renditions of not only like there's been final girls forever in horror,
Yeah.
but she is like a final girl who like not only survived but like decimated her opponents
Truly.
and
Yeah.
like made a lot of choices where you're like, hell yeah. Like it's not just like Sydney and Scream, like we all know how much I love her, but where, you know, they do like the whole meta thing where you're like, she makes fun of like, oh, it should be running out the front door instead of running up the stairs, and then like you see her not be able to run out the front door as she
Yeah.
tries to and has to run up the front stairs. But, like, and she just like she does smart things, but she's just
Yeah.
like a survivor, whereas Erin was like, oh, I've been training for this my whole life, and like now
like,
I'm ready for action.
I almost feel like I didn't need her backstory of
It would
living
have
in a
been kind of
survivalist
cool.
community.
Yeah, if she just was like really good at, like, she just was
Yeah.
creative, like,
Yeah.
yeah, maybe she was even just like a horror fan and she just like, I watched Home Alone and just like I got creative. You know,
Yeah.
that's not a horror
Yeah.
movie. I was like, she's a horror fan and watched Home Alone.
Yeah.
Home
It
Alone
was,
is also a horror movie if you really think about it.
yeah. Oh, for sure. For
Yeah.
sure. It'll be our next podcast. Will be movies that are actually horror movies.
Yeah, sneaky. You
Yeah.
see, you're all horror fans out there. You just don't know
Yes.
it.
Yes.
That really is our driving force here. Horror is cozy and you all like it. We will
Yeah.
convince you.
Come along on this journey with us. You'll love it.
Welcome.
But yes, Erin was great. She was incredibly competent. She was incredibly successful.
Yes.
We'll get to the ending and what that means for her success rate at some point, I'm sure. But yeah, she's great. She's a great final girl.
Yeah, she is a fun one, and I think it was also handled relatively realistically. Like, I felt like I wasn't brought out of the story by any of the things she did. I was like, oh, I could actually see this working. And like, you are like, oh, she's making smart choices and she's being resourceful and she's not like hesitating at all. And like, if she had the tools to separate the head from the body, like, you best believe this girl was like,
Oh yeah.
separate the head from the body energy. She was not leaving like any
Yeah.
stone unturned
She
here.
also like took charge before she knew the family was
Yes.
evil to like try to save as many people as possible.
Yes, calm everyone down, like try
Yes.
to stop them from making lots of silly decisions, one of which
Mhm.
we have not mentioned that happens relatively early on. They have a funny family fight in which the like annoying sister, who also reminded me of the annoying sister in Ready or Not, but just like a way worse written version,
Yeah.
was just like, nobody believes in me. Like, they're trying to decide who should run out to the car, and she's like, I did track, and is like very whinily trying to be like, I want to go. No one believes in me. So then she like runs out the front door and runs into a wire, and
Yeah.
it cuts her throat. Like you're smart. Like, could you run fast enough to cut your own throat on a wire?
Absolutely not. That was hilarious. A wire that was perfect for her height and nobody else's, by the way,
Right.
to cut her throat. But no, she had like a 20-foot head start.
Yeah.
Even if she was like Usain Bolt, like
Okay,
no.
it would hurt. Like, it would hurt. You'd be
Yeah.
like, like,
It would
oh,
take
I'm
you
having trouble
out.
breathing. Yeah.
It would not slice your throat.
Like, wow, how is it so sharp? Like, what do you mean? Oh, it's still kind of a good scene though. I did enjoy
Yeah, yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's,
yeah.
like, one of the fun things of the movie, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, it was
Mhm.
like that was campy as hell
Yes,
for sure.
yes. Mhm.
Um, well, what did you
Agreed.
think? We didn't really talk. So we've kind of talked about the fact that the family was in on this. This was this whole big twist of like, oh, it's actually the brothers. A decent twist, I thought, but the whole premise of the movie and the way that the movie was presented was that it was just like a typical mass killer slasher. So did you find like the animal masks and that whole? Were you like falling for it? Were you like, oh, these are just like a random person or random people out here just slashing away at some rich family they don't like?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't put that much thought into it, to be honest.
Fair.
But yes, I assumed that it was that, and then when it turned out that it was like the brother and these people were kind of incompetent and all of that, like I don't know, it was really hard for me because I feel like they could have leaned in on the scariness of them being like
Yeah,
total random strangers
a little
killing
bit
them,
more.
but instead then they were like, no, this is gonna be pretty goofy. And I don't it's not like it took me out of it, but it like made it a very different movie
Yeah.
for me at that point.
Yeah. Like, I felt like the beginning of the movie when you are thinking it's them, like, the movie is, like, tense and, like, a little it's scary to me. Like,
Yeah.
when the mom's
Yeah.
in the bed and then one of
Oh
them rolls
yeah.
from out under them, like, that whole scene, I remember, like,
Yep.
really being, like, super tense and scary to me. I think what you're saying, since we're writing our own horror movie, like, if you took out the whole couple at the beginning, right? And then you just had more stalking, like more of like the strangers vibe where you're just seeing like a lot of animal masks kind of like in the woods or like just
Yeah.
sightings, and there's more like close calls. Like they
Yep.
talk about it at one point. The dad is like, oh, they've been watching us for weeks, like they've been in the house or they've been like looking at us. Like that would have been really cool to have explored for more
Yeah.
than 5 minutes, which they could have done if we
Yes.
took out this like annoying intro scene and also her going to the neighbor's house to get sugar and like not even finding out that they were dead. Like there was a lot of
That was
going back to the
weird.
neighbor's house for literally no
Yes.
reason. Like we did not need the
Get
neighbor's
them
house
nowhere.
at all. That was
Yeah.
very silly. So yeah, I think it was like scary, but and then the twist was good, but then the twist like completely diffused like any of the tension, and then the rest of the movie was just like
Yes.
her killing them, which was
Yeah, then it was just
satisfying but
then
not scary.
it was like Kill Bill was like what it
Yes.
turned into at that
Yes,
point,
which
which
I
like
haven't seen,
it's
but like I
okay.
understand
A
what you're
just
saying.
violent vengeance.
Yes, yes, which
Yeah.
was again satisfying but not scary.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I do remember being scared though the first time I watched it, like, because I thought it was
I
just
mean,
like a
I was
mass killer
scared for
thing.
like the first half of the movie for
Yeah,
sure. And then
yeah,
it's
it was so
yeah.
creepy.
Yeah. Yeah, the twist was interesting.
Sorry.
I think you can probably it's late on a
See?
Friday night.
Party.
We're old now.
I know.
I don't know if you noticed, but my notes stopped after the
Yes,
twist.
I did, and I was like, "Oh, she didn't finish it," is what I thought 2 nights ago,
I
and
mean,
then
you
I
do
looked
know
back
it took me 2
yesterday.
days to watch it, but
I was like, "Oh, no, she just didn't have any additional
then
thoughts."
I really had no more thoughts after
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. I mean, okay, because really that's all that happens, right? Is she hunts them down, she kills them one by one. It is very satisfying in that way. Some of them I'm like, I'm on her side 100%. I support every single decision she made,
Yes.
but from a, movie watching standpoint, there was a few where I'm like, "Okay, alright." Like, cut the
So
tape. I'm good.
here's how I would write this movie. I would leave the twist for like the last 10 minutes. I
Mm,
would keep the like scary tension of the strangers going as long as possible, and you don't find out
yeah.
about the brother until like the very end.
Yeah, then you could do without the really awkward scene of him killing his other brother and then being like, "Why
Yes.
won't you die already?" And then being like, "Did you have to kill the dad right in front of me?" Yeah, like ugh, just
Yeah.
so bad. I did enjoy
Mhm.
though the double twist where we find out that her
Yes.
fiance was
Yes.
actually in on it, and then his little weenie defense for his
Uh-huh.
involvement, and then him being like an extra
I
weenie for leaving the whole time.
My favorite line in the whole movie was, okay, like painting a picture for the audience. We like find out because Erin has answered the evil brother's phone, and it's her fiance, boyfriend, whatever he is, just like confessing to everything because he thinks he's talking to his brother. And then he goes, I'm coming inside. It's cold out here.
Oh my gosh, I'm chilly. I'm so
That was my
chilly.
favorite.
I
I
also
loved
really
that.
enjoyed their conversation because she's just like covered in blood. She's just been through hell. She just murdered
Yes.
probably like for the first time in her life. I think it's relatively safe to assume, but then also like she murdered like a whole bunch of people. Um, and now she's grappling with this like huge betrayal and she's just staring at him. She's like limping over and bloody. And he is talking about how like the plan was never to kill her. She was supposed to be the witness and trying to convince her of like, oh, all this like false sense of safety and why these really incompetent mercenaries, ex-Marines, we don't really know
Yeah.
what they were. They weren't great. I mean, she was
No,
a good adversary, but they were like not nailing it. I don't know in what world like this
no.
plan was going to like work out for them. It seemed like a very messy plan to
Yeah, I
begin
don't know
with.
where Felix found them, but he did not do good
Yeah. But
research.
also just like what a weird plan. Like
Yeah.
and you also yeah, I guess the plan was to leave her as a witness because I'm like, what's the point even of the mask? Like, you're just killing everybody. Anywho,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
yeah, there's a
Mhm.
lot of plot holes. Go figure. Uh, but then he's talking about, and he's like, the plan was for you to just like hide or run away or whatever. And he's like, had you reacted normally, then
It's also pretty great.
none of this would have happened. We both
Yeah.
would just be like gone away and like rich by now. And he's yeah, like kind of like making fun of her for being really good at killing people and how they
Yeah.
were like, what is happening? And I did enjoy that even with like the uneven acting throughout of like people reacting to her just like brutally killing people like without hesitation. They're all just like girl, what? You're just like
Yeah.
she just seemed like very sweet and she was doing all the things you
Mhm.
try to do when you meet the family where you're just being like very polite and trying to be helpful and trying to be friendly even to like the weird brothers, girlfriend, sister, whoever, like all the family
Yeah.
members were like, I would not be friends with you outside of this situation, but we're going to be
Absolutely
friendly today.
not.
And then she is just like taking charge and raining fire down on all these people.
Yes, and,
So,
like, she really the fact that were they engaged? I don't
well,
remember.
I don't
It's
think so. I think they were
okay.
dating.
Yeah.
But I also enjoy that like so they make him seem like already like they plant the seed of like this isn't a great guy. Like he was her
Yes.
professor. And so like
Yeah.
anytime you're the
Mhm.
professor and then you try to be like, oh well, she's not my student anymore. It's like
Yeah.
there's a power dynamic there that you took advantage of.
Mhm.
Which I also think is very interesting because like again, he's a total weenie and she's like a total badass. So like what you do wonder like what these women like ever see in these type of men and like it does happen.
Mhm.
Like it happens out there.
Mhm.
But yeah, we already planted that seed of like his
Yes.
morality is not great. So that was
Yeah.
I thought was satisfying. And then for her in the end to just like again completely just be like, no, I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
great.
And he
It
says
was
why? And
great.
she says why not? And it's like, all right, yes.
Yeah.
Well
Yeah.
done.
Yep. Yep. That was very cathartic at the
Mm-hmm.
end. That it wasn't just like she was caught up in everything and she had to kill people to survive. Like we
Yes.
got that little extra.
Yes. So then that seemed like that would have been like a great end to the movie. And then we get like this little
Indeed.
this little extra. What did you think about the little what happens next part?
I feel like I need a few more weeks to reflect on it, Ashley.
Yeah.
I don't
Really? A
I
few
don't
more
know how I
weeks.
feel yet.
I okay, so like you said, the campiness was like hot and cold in this one. We had some moments and
Yeah.
then we were trying to be like
Mhm.
really serious and Kill Billish with some of these kills. So then we have that ending that we just described, and then she gets shot. She gets shot.
Yes.
She falls down. We see that it's like a Deputy Dewey type character in the
Yeah.
window. He looks like a very
Mhm.
naive, nervous cop who's just shot her and is like, "Oh my gosh, like what has happened in
Because
this
he has
house?"
because he has witnessed her very calmly walk up to Crispin, who she was dating,
Yes.
and murder him. So
Yes.
he
And there's
very much thinks she's the bad
blood dead.
guy.
Yes, which is
Yeah.
fair. Like that's
Yeah,
a fair assumption.
totally.
Like he
Mhm.
did nothing wrong. But then he starts to walk in the house. So she has survived the gunshot. She's kind of like coming to, regrouping, and she has realized that the front door has been rigged, which she did because she's awesome.
Was
So you have
my
an
favorite
axe.
Home Alone moment.
Yes, an axe swing down when the door opens. And of course, the sweet little naive cop is just coming in through the front door before backup arrives.
Yeah.
And we get this very campy, like, end credit title scene of, like, assuming that, like, he's, like, he's got by the
Yeah.
axe, and then the movie's over. I didn't think it was bad, but, like, the tonal shift was like, what?
Yeah.
We
Like,
went from
that
this,
was
like,
not
yes,
the movie
girl
we've been
power,
watching.
to, like, oh, she just was shot, and now you're like, your wheels are turning, kind of like the same way that Ready or Not ended, where you're like, oh, like, yeah, this wouldn't just end well for her. Like, they would be
Yeah.
like, so you killed everybody, and then she'd be like, oh, no, no, no. I only killed all of these guys, but it was like in self-defense. Like, you
Yeah.
do think of, then you think of like all of that where you're like, how does she explain this? How does she get out of this? But like, she has to
Yep.
get out of this. Like, she deserves to get out of this. There are no witnesses now. So it's like, that kind of takes you in a whole different direction
It's true.
for
It's true.
her,
It's
which
like
is like
a
too real.
classic final girl dilemma,
Mm, I
right?
suppose it
Right? If you're
is.
the
Yeah.
only one left, how do they know what actually happened?
Right. And when it's like, a straightforward, like, oh, there was one killer and he came to the camp and tried
Yeah.
to kill everyone and you just survived the
Mhm.
night. But then when it's like, like, wait, all the masked killers are dead and there's several, and then like all of the other family
You
members, yeah, like,
you found the time and the calmness to plug in a blender on top of someone's head,
yeah,
but you're
yeah,
the good guy. And
she
we
did a
watched
lot
it
of
happen. We
stuff.
know that, but that would be a hard argument to
It
make in
would be,
court.
it would be. I'd like to see it done, but also just like free Aaron,
Maybe we write the police procedural movie about what happens after the final girl gets her vengeance.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, that could be interesting. That
No, that
also
would
is
be
like,
terrible.
is that what they tried to do, in part in Ready or Not too, where they're like, "You're under arrest," and they're like, "Just kidding, Satan's Olympics."
Yeah. I mean, that detective was a dick, but
Yeah, yeah. I'll try not to give too many spoilers for every other movie that we talk about in this in this movie, but that's all in the preview.
yes,
Mm,
yes.
I don't
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know how I feel about the ending. Still,
yeah.
I agree. It's like a total tonal shift from where we were. I don't know what ending I wanted for her.
I think, like, oh, she just kills him, and then she just, like, limps out the front door.
Yeah.
Roll the credits.
Yeah.
Like, and then we just don't know. We
Right?
like, she
Yeah.
survived, she's gonna figure it out,
But now
she's
she's
smart.
responsible for the death of a cop. I feel like that's maybe
Oh, no,
my
no, no,
big
like,
gripe
before
there.
after she kills the
Yeah.
Crispin? Was that his name?
Crispin.
Crispin. Like, she
Yes.
kills Crispin, and then
Yeah.
she walks out. Like, the
That's what
cops
I'm saying.
have
That would
not
be
arrived.
better
Yes.
because that, like, I could believe that they're like
Yeah.
that she is
We could
going
figure
on
this out.
to live her life. Yeah, she can figure it
Yes.
out. But in the movie, now being responsible for the death of a cop, I like, what happy ending could she have?
Yeah, no, that was bizarre. But
Yeah,
so I'm just like comparing this movie to Ready or Not, like at every turn I can.
of course,
But like
yeah.
the same way that that one ended, right? Where it's like she does all the dirty work, right? And then sits down,
Mhm.
has a cigarette, and then the cops arrive. And she's like,
Yep,
it's a kind of like, yeah, thanks for your help, fellas
yep, yeah.
moment. Where they're all
Mhm.
like guns blazing, like, yeah, we got backup. And she's just like, yeah, it's over.
Yeah, I got it.
It's over. Don't
They're
go in the
all
front door.
exploded.
Yeah, I had came out the window. Don't go in the front door.
Yeah, yeah. Mhm, mhm.
The end.
Yeah, yep. Well, we didn't get a sequel to this one, so
That's probably okay.
I think so. I think that's
Yeah.
all right.
I think this movie um was not that bad. I think it had some, like, it was one of those, just it was just very inconsistent, but it had like a lot of ingredients that like I don't like, and then like a lot of ingredients that I do like. So I think that's why I like it
Yeah,
overall. Like, and there's something about B horror that's just like comforting in itself,
it
because it's just like
is.
it's just
We
not
should watch
innately not
more
that
of it.
serious. It's fun to make fun of. Like, I feel like we've had all these
Yes.
serious discussions, and like at no point was I like uncomfortable talking about this movie. It's just like silly, 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 hee hee hee. We're not
So,
getting that deep. We're not getting that elevated about anything.
an upcoming theme we have planned, our newest planned theme, I think, has a lot of B movies. It might be like
Yeah.
exclusively B movies, actually.
We could easily,
We could make it.
yeah. we could easily
Yeah.
sway it in that direction.
Mhm.
Because I think there
Okay.
were a couple blockbusters in there, but there don't have to be.
It's true. It's true. I think we'll have to play around with that. I don't know why we're being so mysterious to our listeners what it is, but you'll
Gotta
find
keep
out someday.
gotta keep the curiosity seeds planted.
Yes. Yes. Um yeah, I enjoy a B movie, a horror B movie. We should do more of those.
Yeah, if it's a need for
And
sure.
yep, yep. There is something comforting about it, and I did really enjoy the conversation about it. You're right.
It's fun. It
Yep.
reminds me of
Yep.
the for anyone else who used to have Comcast cable and watched FearNet movies. It was the free on demand, and it was like all just maybe not even B level. It'd occasionally have a known horror movie, but just like bottom tier horror, and it was just a beautiful time, you know? Just
Yes.
wasn't that serious. Every now and
Yes.
again, you would start one and you'd be like, nope, back out of that. That's not fun. We're not having
Not
fun.
for me.
Yeah, and there's always that risk, and that's something I've enjoyed about making this podcast is, like, curating this list for people too of, like,
Mhm.
movies that might be gory, they might be not that great, they could have some ups and downs, but, like, no one's gonna be traumatized watching these movies
No,
beyond
no,
gore.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
we're not that
That's not what we're
serious.
about. We
No, we're having a
we
good
just
time.
watched the newest 28 Years Later movie, which
Mm.
was excellent. It was so good. The first 28 Years Later was great. 28 Days Later was also, way, 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 way back in the day. It was also great. But there was a scene, spoiler alert, skip ahead 20 seconds if you want to watch 28 Years Later, The Bone Kingdom, and have not yet, where someone is where several people are literally being skinned alive.
Ah!
And I was like, "Oh my god, like, this is, like, too much, I can't do it." It's a very cathartic payoff in the end. It was, like, actually kind of worth it, but, like, we're not talking about stuff like that on this
You just
podcast.
did, now I won't be able to sleep.
Sorry, it was brutal. It
That's insane.
was
Yeah. No.
yeah,
See, this is like where we diverge because I'm like, no,
yes.
like now I thank you for telling me because I'll never watch that
I
movie. I
would not
haven't watched
recommend it to
the
you.
first two, but yeah, I can't do stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like
Yeah.
this movie even was like brutal to me, and it was just like this is still it was pretty silly. It just was like just a lot
Yeah.
of I just need a little plot to go along with my murder and
Like a little.
a
A
little bit.
little Yes, a little plot would be
Yeah.
nice.
That's our cue,
Yeah.
folks. We gotta wrap
Yeah,
it up.
we both
We're
yawned. It's
old
time.
elder millennials. It's time for bed. What is it? 9:30. Woo! Oh, not well my time, but
It's
it's okay.
very much, yikes.
I
Alright, what
mean,
were we well, still late. Are you gonna excuse me for my 8:30 on?
I was trying to, and then I
Thank
just
you.
lost steam myself. So here we
Okay,
are.
what are we
We gotta
talking
wrap
about
it up.
next
We gotta
week?
wrap it up. What
Next
are we talking
week.
about next week? Oh my gosh, next week. Isn't it our 50th?
Yes!
Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. Okay, so next week we're talking about the Hoosick Tunnel. We're kicking off our Haunted Tunnels theme, which will be super fun. The Hoosick Tunnel is something that we visited together. It feels like eons ago. But like what? Was it in December? Yeah, it was like around Christmas
December,
time.
yeah. Mhm. That's
So
a
we
while
visited
ago.
it, and
Yeah.
it was snowy and wonderful and like a teensy bit creepy. So we're gonna
Yeah.
reminisce about that visit, and then I'm gonna give a little bit of history. It's gonna be fun and also sad and kind of dark because
Real life
we try to
haunted
keep it
places
cozy.
usually
But
are.
yeah. No,
It was a
no one
cozy
will
little
be...
trip we all took to the tunnel.
Yeah.
There we go.
We'll
That's
try to keep the
cozy.
focus there. All right,
Yes,
we'll see you
yes.
over there.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Haunted Homebodies. Make sure you like and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts.
And remember, when in doubt, just stay home.